Hello, wonderful judges. My name is Gary Christie, and I am the head of North American research for Trading Central. I've been a trader for about 15 years now, with, of course, a focus on technical analysis. And part of my job here at Trading Central is to manage the North American desk and make sure we're providing the best research to all our clients globally on North American hours. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Trading Central's research platform. So in 2017, Trading Central unveiled a new research platform to traders globally. So the platform acts as an important milestone in the company's mission to support investment decisions through innovation and offers actionable multi-asset technical analysis. Now here we're at our main login page, and let's just dive right in and show you some of the key features of the platform and how an analyst like myself uses it, or any typical trader. So once we log in, we get to our main dashboard, and here we have lots going on, but it's in a nice and easy to read format. What we can see here is we have indices, commodities, equities, and forex widgets. And these are all customizable. You can flip them around any way you want, any way you want to have an order. We have watch list at the top. I have already created some watch lists for myself, and you can always create a new watch list. And going into some of the settings here, we can see, clicking on this person button, we can see my profile and, of course, a quit the platform's option. I don't know why you'd ever want to use that. But under my profile, you can see your email address, change your password. You can also update the time zone of the platform, and of course its languages you can change. And you can also select the position of the warning pop-up. So as an analyst updates a chart on any instrument, you can set it up to give you a warning and pop up on the platform. By clicking this here, I can set it to any part of the page. For me, I like it at the top right. Clicked, save changes. So profile has been updated. Very simple. We're back to the dashboard. So let's look at some key features. So as we can customize the widgets to your placement, we can also do some quick searches. Let's have a look right now. So in the ticker name, very simple, start typing the name or the symbol of the company. Let's have a look at Apple. And Apple comes up. You don't have to finish typing it all. And we jump right into a landing page of our analysis of Apple from our technical analysis desk. And we can see we have two time frames we're covering here, 30 minutes. This is a 30-minute bar chart and a daily chart. And we can see the overall direction. So it looks like we're quite bullish here on Apple. On a 30-minute chart, let's just click onto that one. Let's have a look at what the analysts are saying today. So what we can see, we are bullish above the blue line, which is always our pivot here described on the right side at 174.3, with ultimate targets of 183 resistance and 187. And we always provide an alternative scenario for our traders at Trading Central, and this is part of our discrete and methodology. So any price action below 174.3, we give an alternative target of 171 and 167 in extension to the downside. But this is the main landing page. If there's any major alerts or technical events, they will be down here on the bottom left. We can see we had a MACD indicator gone bullish here on the 23rd of February. We can also see even some bearish candlesticks or bullish ones that appear. Our actual candlestick recognition pattern recognition software will recognize any major candles, and we had a shooting star here on February 19th. But it's giving the trader as much detail as possible to help build a trading plan. And this is how most traders use the software. Most have their own trading plan. If not, they're welcome to use ours, but this goes well in hand with your own system and your own methodology. And it's always good to see what the overall trend is doing in an asset you're trying to trade. So we can see on a long-term chart, this is a daily chart now. We are looking at 165 as a stop loss with targets of 175 and 180 in extension. A nice gap up here on Apple, but similar story on time frames. It's all the same information. We're given pivots and key support and resistance levels. A lot of our traders mainly use some of these levels in their own trading plan. As we are specialists in this area. We follow support resistances to a T, and some of these levels we just can't ignore. So traders can export this this, if you want, you can click on print and we can print this analysis out to your trading desk or to your own trading journal. Anything you need to do with it, it's an easy print all on one page, and the trading plan is here. We won't print here right now, but let's look at what we're talking about in the platform. So there's reasons why we are bullish. We have our preference, long positions above 185. We have our alternative scenario, and we have a brief comment if there's anything technically significant going on. In this case here, we have a bullish RSI, Relative Strength Index, so we do mention that in our comments. And anything else that's especially going on in the stock, with analysts will adjust it from time to time depending on what the market is doing in that asset. But this is the main analysis of our charts. What we can also dive into right now is actually from our dashboard using these widgets. You can see indices here. I have mine set for Americas. You can change it to Europe if you want and get all the top indices in Europe. Also the top in Asia. And one in Americas, you can personalize this widget as well. So what you can do here, if you don't want to follow, say, I don't want to follow IPC index, I can remove it from my list. And I'm also covering NASDAQ 100 and 100 futures. If I don't want to cover the futures, I just delete it, click done, and your watch list is updated for the Americas. Now, also you can do an actual screen of stocks. So let's just do an example right now, and I want to buy a US stock. I'm not sure what I want to buy, but I want to go with the overall long-term trend based on the Trading Central methodology. We'll go into indices, and we can actually see Americas. Let's go look for a 1 day. And we can see that we're all pretty bullish here on NASDAQ and the Dow. So let's look at some stocks that may look interesting. So we are bullish in the overall US indices. Now I want to find some strong stocks and some strong sectors. So here we have a breakdown or a screener what we can do. So here's what I want to do just to show you an example. Let's select a time frame. I want daily charts. I'll pick 1 day. I also want a geographic zone of the Americas. And let's dig deeper into the analysis and look for stocks in the New York Stock Exchange. And now we have a nice screen of Trading Central's analyst recommendations and charts on US stocks or ETFs only at this moment. But I also want to recognize, what is strong in terms of sector performance. So under the sectors here on the right, you can click on Americas, and I can see that we are bearish food and beverage, energy, telecommunication stocks, and automobiles, but we are bullish banks, financials, and technology. So I like technology stocks right now, so let's just put that in our filter. Under sectors, we can put in technology. And here we go. Once I can scroll down to it, there we go, technology, hardware, and equipment. Now we have a list that's getting smaller of the best names in tech on direction. Let's just make sure we have the right direction, as we are bullish the market and we are bullish the tech sector. Let's look at daily bullish charts and weekly charts as well. So on 2 time frames, daily and weekly, we want to have stocks that are going in the right direction in both time frames to have the best chance of success in your trading plan. So now we have a pretty good selection of technical analysis being done in the US market. Now it depends on your preference. Let's have a look at some stocks that have a huge upside potential based on technical analysis that we provided. It's going down here. Let's have a look. We can have Western Digital. We're expecting a 15% target. Let's click on that and see why. And here we go. We have Western Digital short term. This is a daily chart. We're predicting it may rise 15%, and our time frames usually within 2 to 4 weeks. And we have a key trading plan already designed here for you. So we have our pivot 84.2, right? And we have our first resistance at 98.6 in green and 104.2 for a second level. So it looks like we're looking for a breakout on Western Digital. We like the sector, we like the stock, we like the overall market. And then I will just export this trading plan. So that's some of the main features of the platform. On any stock out there, I could spend hours just going through stocks and indices, but I encourage you to play around with it. If you want us to walk you through it, we're happy to do so. Just a couple more things I want to mention on some of my favorite uses of the platform. On the dashboard, notice I have my watch lists. I watch global indices all the time. It's just to make sure we have the same in sync direction of our friends in Paris and in Hong Kong and all our analysts across the globe. So I like to be in sync with what every analyst is doing and our total view as a firm. So I have favorited some major indices here. So I can see we are bullish on the Nikkei. We got the FTSE in here, Eurostoxx 50, the DAX, one I like to follow personally. So if I want to know what's going on in Europe, I can click on that DAX short-term chart. And then we will get analysis on a daily chart here, which looks like we are trying to break above 12,611. And we also have a weekly chart, which is interesting as we are bearish long term. So definitely we can see the SPX outperforming in the US of most global indices. And that's something that I would use as a trader to keep in mind where I'm going to allocate my capital, which region. I want a market that's bullish in all time frames, weekly and daily. So I keep my watch list there under Global Index. Of course, you can manage your list. You can rename it to whatever you want. You can add or remove instruments. If I don't want to have the DAX anymore, I just delete it, click done. And then I also have my own monitor. So as well as indices that I also follow specific stocks or commodities. And in this case here, we have crude oil that I keep a close eye on. And it looks like here on a daily basis, we are bullish crude oil above 60.5 with an ultimate target of 70.7. But if I want to dig down short term intraday, we can do that on a 30-minute chart as well. And here's a different story. We are bearish short term below 63.6. It's an intraday level. And then we can go, of course, to weekly. And weekly, we're at 51.4. So we can see all different time frames, and I prefer to be in a market that has all three time frames in the same direction. Last but not least, this platform is mobile friendly for all those traders on the go, which is extremely important to me when I'm bouncing around to meeting to meeting or traveling. You can put it on your iPad or iPhone or any kind of mobile device, and you can resize it. It all just shapes nicely to the analysis. I can go to the dashboard here, and it's the same thing. They're all resized. That's just a brief update on our platform and how an analyst uses it or a trader. If you have any questions, please feel to reach out and take care.